live on Newsx. I'm Sunil Ashkalra, and today we're discussing various aspects of IPL, but more importantly, is the possibility of which team is going to make for the playoff. Of course, this time we're going to have a sharp eye on CSK, but more and Punjab Kings. But more importantly, let me introduce two of my important guests. One is actually covering a match from Dambula Cricket Stadium in Sri Lanka, and the other, David Brooks, who joins us from London, Oxfordshire, precisely. Let me get Erin on the show very quickly. Erin, what is the situation of the match yesterday, and what are you covering right now?
Hi, Sunil. Hi, viewers. Thank you for having me. And so, actually, I'm coming to you live from the Rangiri Dambula International Cricket Stadium. We are covering the match here today between Sri Lanka A women's team and the New Zealand A women's team. So we are almost at the latter part of the game. So that's the game happening here. And talking about the game yesterday, well, it was actually a disappointing end once again for the Rajasthan Royals. I mean, they really had the game under control. They posted a good total. The opening batters, especially Vaibhav Suryavanshi, once again getting the team off to a good start. And Starc with the ball in hand, he was fabulous, isn't it? 4 wickets, and he was really showing us what he's capable of. But but what I believe is their fielding really let them down. And the animated pictures of Kumar Sangakkara on screen. Well, I haven't seen Kumar Sangakkara so animated during a live game. He was really animated. He was really frustrated. And that really tells you a story how much and how far the fielding efforts could go. But overall, it was a really not a good game for the Rajasthan Royals. They should have done better. Their batting unit did do well, but unfortunately, I believe the fielding really let the team down.
Well, absolutely. Well, you've got that problem when you have a big team trying to make a comeback. But let me just understand from David Brooks. David, what has been your assessment of the match that happened yesterday? Was it too much, too late, too little?
Yeah, it looks as though, agree with what Aaron's saying there. Afternoon to everyone. Rajasthan Royals just a bit short of runs at the end of the day. I mean, Mitchell Starc, his spell towards the end of the Rajasthan Royals innings was absolutely crucial, wasn't it? He ended up with 4 wickets. He took the sting out of that what could have been a kind of a final 5 or 6 overs that would have taken them to a comfortable pass score, I think, of 220, 230. As it was, they felt like they were short. And then, well, couldn't have had a worse start for the Royals when Jofra Archer, who bowled a really good first over, had a absolutely straightforward chance put down at short fine leg. That was a blow. That was KL Rao, who could have been out without scoring. And they never really recovered from that. And Axar and the impact sub Ashutosh, wasn't it, coming in at the end to settle matters. But Rajasthan Royals will rue the fact that their fielding wasn't up to scratch because they had to be on their best game to defend a score of only 193, putting down chances. Some of the bowlers not really complying with the plan. That sealed their fate, I'm afraid.
Well, absolutely. That did seal the fate. Let me get in Zakwan Rumi from Sri Lanka. Zach, what is your assessment on the bowling? Did the bowlers really miss the chances yesterday?
Well, not really. I mean, Deadly Cabinets hit their mark, especially with Mitchell Stark. I apologize, doing a fantastic bowling outbreak. They're completely changing the shape of their innings tonight. If you look beyond just the wickets, it was the timing of the breakthroughs that really hurt Rajasthan. He removed Rian Parag right when RR were just accelerating, then came back and picked up Ferreira and then Jurel. 2 wickets that then stopped that final overs from exploding beyond the 210 mark. Overall, 198 should have been a defendable score, but Rajasthan and the fielding really let them down. So Delhi capitalized on that and went on to take on that win.
Well, absolutely. Let's look at the creatives on your screen right now. Not the playing 11, what you see currently, but let's reflect on the match yesterday. Erin, what has been your the favorite moment of the match yesterday? What has been your go-to moment when you reflect back of the match yesterday?
Well, my go-to moment definitely was, I agree once again with David Brooks. Mitchell Starc, the old school fast bowler, running in steaming pace, 140 plus. I believe that definitely they were short of what 50, maybe 20, 25 runs, because that crucial passage of play where Mitchell Starc really took control at the latter part of the innings. That was my favorite. And looking at a fast bowler taking control at the latter part of a T20 game, it always makes you feel good, and it gives you that goosebumps. So for me, definitely the latter part of the innings where really Mitchell Starc dominated through the innings and pushed the team back maybe 20, 25 runs.
Well, David Brooks, were you happy with an LC for a change, considering the pocket size that he got was huge at the auction?
Well, yeah, some big money being thrown around, and yeah, Mitchell Starc, I'm sure, would have been greatly relieved to justify that price tag. He's a difficult player to hit in those final overs. He had that extra bit of pace. He really turned it on, didn't he, towards the end? And because Rajasthan Royals have got the best possible start. They were 160 for 2 of 14. From there, it could have easily been 220, 230. Yet again, we saw the young star Suryavanshi showing what he can do. I thought Parag, played very well, a good captain's innings, but it all came to naught because they weren't able to defend that. I suppose my favourite moment was probably the impact sub coming on at the end. In the old days, you'd have gone for an overseas player to come in and hit a couple of sixes at the end, but now we've got the Indian specialists in that role, like Ashutosh Sharma, who came in and just nonchalantly struck a couple of boundaries from ball one, as if to say, "This is what this is what I'm here for. What's the problem?" I enjoyed that finish to the match because it could have been close. Could have been much closer than it was, but the use of the impact sub really got them home.
David, we spoke about the teams that can be party poopers, especially. Do you think they're coming into play now, and it becomes more crucial with every loss that a potential playoff team makes?
Well, indeed, there's more pressure, isn't there, on those teams at the top of the table, and yeah, you can have a team without much riding on it. Maybe they've only got a very outside chance of qualification, able to inflict a blow. Maybe they're playing with less pressure. Maybe they've had their inquests and had their moment of self-examination. They've come through that and able to just put a victory on the table at the end. So that's been a pattern, hasn't it? We've seen a lot of the top teams stumbling towards the end of the tournament. And it keeps it interesting because there's no real dead rubbers. Even if you've got a team that isn't likely to qualify, they're motivated by putting one over and spoiling the party for those top teams. So it makes for an interesting tournament throughout because you don't have that feeling of dead rubbers that so many tournaments have.
This is a tournament which certainly had more consequential wins rather than the dead rubbers, and including the English weather didn't come into play, which means that there were no rain delays and bad light.